All right. Working on adding integers. So again, this is a skill that you just want to practice over and over and over. So you get good at it. You want to be able to do it just as quick as you should be able to do just addition of positive numbers. Where you practice when you're in elementary and you just get really quick at it. So let's talk about what happened. So -9 plus +7, right? And so if it helps to start off with, right, you can draw it out. So -9, I'm going to draw 9 negative signs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 positives. I'm going to draw 7 plus signs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what this does, that just helps you picture it as you're learning the rules here. A negative and a positive will take each other out. Okay, again, a negative and a positive, they have to be the opposite thing to take each other off. So I'm going to cross them off. And then I'm left here. I've got 2 left. They happen to be negatives. So it's a -2. And what's really happening is when you're adding and you have a positive and a negative, you really are subtracting. And whichever one, right, had more, that's the sign you keep. So -9, right, there were more negatives than positives, and so that's why this is a -2. Whereas on the second example, -5 minus -8, you have 5 negatives, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I've got 8 negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative and negative can't take each other out. They're like on the same team, so I'm adding reinforcements to your team. So I'm left with negatives. And then you just add them together. 5 plus 8 is 13. So this would be -13. -2 plus -4. Again, they're all negative, so they can't cancel each other out. We're going to add them. 2 plus 4 is 6. Keep the sign. So this is -6. 4 plus 1. 4 positives. 1 more positive. Again, a positive cannot take out a positive, so you just add them together, keep the sign. So 4 plus 1 is going to be a +5. Let's do a few more examples. Three plus -1, 3 positives, 1 negative. Those can take each other out. I'm left with 2 positives. Again, if you don't want to draw the tiles, what's happening here is you want to subtract those numbers. 3 minus 1 is 2. There's more positives than negatives, so it stays positive. -6 plus -4. And the reason why we put this in parentheses is just to keep our addition sign and our negative sign separated, because sometimes if you have messy handwriting, they can blend together. 6 negatives, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 negatives and 2, 3, 4. They're all negatives, so they can't take each other out. So 6 plus 4 is 10. Keep a negative. So when you're adding and you have the same sign, so they're both positive or both negative, you just want to add and keep the sign. -7 plus 9. And 7 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 positives. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take each other out. And we're left with 2 positives, right? And if you notice, in the beginning, our first example was -9 plus +7. So that happened, our first example happened to be -2. This time the 9 is positive, and that's bigger, so this is a +2. So when they're opposite signs, when you have a negative and a positive, you want to subtract them and keep the sign the larger. When they're both negative or both positive, you want to add and keep the sign of the integers.